What's going on, guys? We're back with the bot rating climb. 1200 is where we're at now, and I know a lot of people have been complaining that the bots have been making too many blunders. Well, don't you worry, because eventually we're going to hit that point where they start playing well. We just haven't gotten there yet. All right, so let's play the Ponziani. This is an opening I studied recently, did a video on the channel, and F5, I think this is one of the ways to approach it. Oh, my mouse is actually on this screen. I'm going to fix that. Give me 1 second, guys. I don't want to see my cursor on the screen when I'm drawing my arrows. Okay, there we go. So I believe, and this is kind of a principle that you want to keep in mind, usually the best way to respond to F5 is with D4. And it's kind of a weird response initially, right? Because normally you're like, well, should I take? Should I defend? You know, what should I do? D4, you're basically saying, look, you are opening up your king. You're not developing a piece. I'm going to strike at the center and get ready to get my pieces out right away. And even if you take here, that's fine. We can recapture. This looks like a blunder. Yeah, I mean, maybe the bots are worse than they used to be, because this is just kind of unbelievable. Like 12, what kind of a 1200 rated player just captures a pawn? Like, I mean, I don't quite get it. Anyway. And again, like, what is this move? You know, it's like, all right, what do you do against a queen move like this? I'm just going to take free pawn and gain a tempo. Check. I don't really care. Let's develop and block. We'll take that. We got the bishop pair, which is usually a good thing. Okay. So again, I think I'm going to take with the tempo. This is defended, so I don't have to worry about that. I'm not concerned about anything on this diagonal. I'm assuming the queen's going to recapture, but then I could hit Maria with bishop to d3. And yeah, this is great. It's like we're winning already. Queen c6. Okay, there is a threat finally, but that's easy enough to deal with. Where do I want my queen to go? Queen to d4. Seems like a nice square right smack dab in the center. There's no knight that can chase me away. Defends this. It defends this. Can't be chased away by this. Can't be attacked by this bishop. It's on the other color. Let's go queen to d4. And by the way, I could have defended with the bishop, but I don't really want my bishop on one of these two squares. I don't mind my queen being on this square. So I'm waiting till I can put that bishop on a more active square. All right, so here's the attack. I could defend it with the bishop, or I could push straight away and try to disrupt. The knight might still jump around. We could do a little check. It's pretty good too. So the question is, what would I rather do? And maybe, yeah, I think I will go ahead and take advantage of this before the king gets castled and gets to safety. Goes knight there first. But I do have a nice little idea here. What if I take this? If she takes the queen, we get the rook and a new queen. Definitely winning. So probably the knight would have to recapture, or the rook would have to go to g8. If the knight recaptured, I'm pretty happy. If the rook goes to g8, what would my response be? Then I probably would have to move the queen. Where to? Maybe c4. C4. Forcing a trade. And why am I happy about forcing a trade? Well, because I'm already up a piece. So a forced trade makes my life easy. Yeah, that looks great. So here we go. With the capture, there's rook to g8. And like I said, I believe we want to go queen c4. Saves the queen. Forces a queen trade because the rook is under attack. Pretty happy with that. Recapture. And there is a threat here. Probably I could play g3 to deal with that. And a lot of times g3 is a weakening move, but notice my king's not even there, for one. And also there's no queens on the board, so I can get away with these weakening moves more than normal. So I will play g3 just to shut down the rook entirely. Rook b8, weird move. Okay, I'm going to think about developing. So the question is, where would I like this bishop to go? Let's see. f4 seems okay. Maybe even a3 actually is not a bad diagonal for that guy. Maybe I like that better. Let's go bishop a3. It seems like it's controlling a lot more squares. And here we go again with the random piece sacrifices. I'm going to take towards the center. Unleash my rook. I could take it this way. I could take it this way. And I think I want to take this way. I think I'll keep my pawn on e5 and just put the bishop here, add to defender. Okay, that's a blunder. We'll go ahead and take that. I mean, this is hard to watch. This is hard to watch. All right, we're going to castle. Look at this. Look at this. I'm starting to see checkmate ideas. Let's just go here. It's pinned, so we're going to win the bishop and checkmate the king very soon, as in next move. Checkmate with the rook. Good game, Maria. Actually, it wasn't that great of a game. Let's check the game review. Maybe I'll start doing this after the games just to see the accuracy of these bots and myself. Yeah, so we played a perfect game, essentially. 95. Oh, I'll show you guys. Sorry, I forgot about that. 95 there and 77.9. It's interesting, you know, it felt like the accuracy was much lower than that, right? But I guess really it was, you just blundered the piece and then you played good moves apart from that. Something. Anyway, let's keep going. Next bot. Elena. However you say it. E4. Let's do it again. Let's play another Ponziani. See if this bot's going to do something different. Ah, okay. So here's an opportunity. I'm going to play a very interesting line here, hopefully. We're going to take it, and usually black will play d6. Yep, this is the idea. And if we go back, then they take our pawn, and it's an extremely equal position. The pawn structure is exactly the same. The knights are kind of in similar positions. You know, you could expect like here, d4, d5. It's just like very similar. So what I'm going to do to mix it up, this is an opening that, you know, I wouldn't play it if I'm like 2200 probably. Actually, I say that. I do play it at 2200. What am I saying? I do play it. I play this against 2400s on chess.com. So anyway, you give up the knight for 2 pawns and the king is weak. And then you just play chess. There's no immediate follow-up. I mean, yes, I have a bishop check if I want it, which I might do, but then there might be d5. And so what I'm going to do instead is play knight c3, stops d5, defends here, and basically you're just playing a game like this. And you're saying, look, I've got 2 pawns, I've got this long-term king weakness, and I'm pretty happy with this. So now I'll go check. King goes over. Okay, I'm going to castle. And what I have found is it is not that easy for black to make you pay for sacking the knight here. Like, these 2 pawns are actually pretty good, right? They're controlling a lot of squares. You can push them forward at different times. You can attack. And so, yeah, I've had a lot of fun with this gambit lately. So maybe if you've never tried it, give it a shot. So the question now is, which pawn do I want to push forward? I like d4 because it's obviously in the center and it lets out my bishop. But I like f4 because it's closer to the king and gives me the option to potentially activate the rook sooner, which looks very dangerous. So it's tough. I'm going to go with d4 in this case first because I think that bishop is going to be useful regardless. Okay, can we just take that and there's a queen sitting there? What is happening here? Let's do that. That looks like a pin to me, guys. And wow, the pawns are just dropping like flies. So which way do we want to take that guy is the question. En passant is just a trade. But if I just take it, it's just a free pawn. So yeah, I'll just take another one. And okay, could even just go back. I kind of like the bishop on this diagonal a little bit better. Could also take here. Oh, even this move. E5. Again, it's pinned. Look at that. It's a fork. And you're really going to see the pawns working now. Yes, let's go ahead. Look at this. Look at this. We've got all 8. We've got all 8 of our pawns. I'm kind of tempted to just sack this and see if I can take all of black's pawns. We'll just have pawns against pieces. That seems like a lot of fun. But no, we're trying to keep this an instructive speed run. So we're going to go back. We're going to save the bishop, attack the rook over here. Okay. Doesn't defend the rook. Queen b6. Doesn't even do anything. I'm going to take the rook. I mean, what else can I say? Ooh, there's a tactic. There's a tactic here, guys. What should I play? What's the move? Get a chance to look at that. Queen to d5 is a fork. Always want to be paying attention to those hanging pieces as well as checks on the opponent's king. Here we go. And they're dropping so quickly. The pieces are just... Oh, there goes another one. All right, we're going to take it. And, okay, that's defended. But I could try to deflect the queen with a rook move, or I could just get the bishop into the game. I think I want to just get the bishop into the game, although rook e1 looks good as well. So many nice moves. It's hard to even decide. Let's just go with bishop to e3 for now. It makes it real easy to get both of these rooks here. Okay, there could be some sort of a threat, so I'm going to keep an eye on that. But I'm going to go ahead and attack the queen right away Black doesn't have time to even set that up. Okay, queen goes there. Let's see. Bishop, queen, rook. Somehow there must be something. The knight can go here. Bishop could go here and pin that way. That also looks really good. Wow, lots of great moves. Yeah, let's go with this one just to take the knight out of the game because that was sort of the only threat that I noticed. Bishop to b7 is black trying to trap my queen. And first of all, this is check, so I'll go ahead and take that. We'll deal with the queen in the next move. Now we could come down here and grab the knight. That looks pretty amazing. We could also just save the queen, but yeah, why not when we can just do this? There might be a tactic here where she takes my queen, yes. So I would lose some material that way, so we will go with queen a7. We will. I mean, of course, I'm up so much material, I could pretty much do whatever I want and still win, but let's try to play good moves, right? Okay, now I can do this because there's no more tactic, right? Now I can go for the fork and take the knight. So let's go ahead. Here we go. Remember, when you're ahead, simplifying makes your life easy. That's what I'm doing. I'm simplifying. I'm trading off the pieces. Yep, just trading it all off. Okay. Let's bring the bishop back so it doesn't get captured. Let's bring the other rook into the game. And what I'm going to do is attack this guy. Also get ready to start checking the king. There's a fork, but I'm really looking for checkmates at this point. Yeah, and I think I see checkmate in, how many moves is it in? 1, 2, 3. I'm going to say, yeah, maybe. Okay, maybe it's more moves than I thought. But there is a checkmate here. Starting with this, just a question of how many moves is it actually going to take? So initially I was thinking we could go f3 and then checkmate over here. But f3 allows the capture. h3 does not allow the capture, but then where's checkmate? Oh, you know what? Oh, I see a cool one. I see a cool checkmate. If you guys want to pause. Cool checkmate after h3. What is it? You got a chance to look at that. Let's take a look. h3 forces the king over here. Rook f4 forces the pawn to move so that we can deliver the checkmate with the bishop. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Super nice. Super nice. All right. Let's check the game review real quick. Here you go. How did we do? 88. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm surprised that the bot even had a 73 accuracy, honestly. And yeah, all right, cool. Let's keep going. Turn that off. Go back here. Final 1200 bot. Wilson. How many people thought of the movie Castaway just now? Ooh, F5. It's a bad move. Why is it such a bad move? You can't do this. You can't do this unless you know what you're doing. And this is not the way to do it because now there's an immediate threat here. Immediate threat. Okay, so h5 temporarily stops it because the rook is defending. What's the problem with that move? You guys tell me, what's the problem? The problem is the g6 square. No pawns are controlling that. This is massive. This is a huge weakness. And I'm already concerned for Wilson's future here as far as getting checkmated somehow, right? So, of course, we could go here and threaten a cheap checkmate. Wilson's going to see it and play knight f6, I'm pretty sure. So what am I going to do instead? I'm going to play d4. I just want to get this bishop out. And once the bishop is out, then this actually becomes a legitimate threat because you could take the knight, right? So that's my idea. I don't really care about this. Probably going to focus more on the weaknesses here. So I think I will play bishop g5. And again, I'm setting up to go for the real threat right here. Okay, he's going to let me do it. Don't really care about that. Let's play bishop to e2. And how is black going to defend this now? He goes for a check. He wants to take there, which might actually be a decent move that I did not consider. All right, well, it happens. Let's just develop another piece. Yeah, I didn't see this idea. Okay, he doesn't do it, which is, I think that was, because there's g6 is what I was thinking. g6, and if I move, then I lose a piece, right? Anyway, it seems like a bad move because it allows us to just come right on in and start hunting the king. Okay, so what did we accomplish doing all that? Well, the king can't castle, which is a big deal. We know where the king is going to be for the next so many moves. It's going to be sitting in the center. So we just have to figure out how do we attack it, right? So I would like to play knight f3, but then my bishop is hanging. So with that in mind, do I just move the bishop somewhere like this? That seems pretty decent. Defends the pawn, stops this, and gets out of the attack. I like that because now I can continue developing. Okay. Okay, here we go again with the 3 pieces. I thought there was maybe some trick, but no, there's no trick. It's just a free piece. Wilson is just like the other 1200 bots, apparently. All right, let's develop. We've got all 4 pieces out. And I think I'm going to castle. Is it risky castling into an open rook file? Yes, you could say that, but black is not set up to take advantage of that. His pieces are uncoordinated. The queen cannot come to this side of the board, and I'm annoyed by this pin. So that's why I'm going to castle. Okay, there's some material. If I want it, maybe it's even better to just continue the attack. I don't actually know because this bishop looks very, very good. But in an effort to just keep it simple, why not just take the free exchange when we have it? Okay, let's play knight to b3, kick the queen, and start recapturing some of these pawns in the center. Okay, I am going to pay attention, right? Now there's a legitimate threat. If you imagine maybe the pawn pushes, chases my knight away, or this happens and trades, could be a checkmate, right? So let's be careful, but I can safely do this and recapture, not with the knight, of course, with the queen. Okay, he goes there. So I'm immediately thinking about jumping my knight in. It defends here, forks these guys, and that seems pretty good, although the bishop's not doing a whole lot. So do I really want to hunt it down? I mean, it would be a free bishop. Yeah, I mean, a free bishop is a free bishop, right? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's just make sure. Let's just make sure we're not getting checkmated. Nope, the knight is here. Can black make the knight move? If you go here, I'm going to take it. If you go here, I would, let's see. Yeah, what would I do against that move? That's a tricky move. I would probably take, play f4. Should be okay. Should be okay. All right, so let's take it. Wanted to make sure I had a response, though, to that guy. Ooh, knight a5. All right, let's see. What are we going to do? Rook e1 probably looks good. Get the rooks into the game. Queen to d2 and then bishop f4 also could be an idea just to deal with this annoying checkmate, but then I might walk into this one. So let's just go with rook e1. All right, queen d6. I don't know what the idea is there, but queen to... yeah, let's go queen d2 now. I just noticed it also hits the knight, and if he goes here, I do have queen f4, which is also a way to stop the threat as well. So yeah, so queen d2 looks pretty nice to me. Knight back to c6, wasted move. We can go queen f4, we can go bishop f4 too. Let's go bishop f4. And now we're totally defended here. We don't have to worry about checkmate. We can relax and breathe a little bit. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Can't quite take that unless I have some sort of tactic with the knight. I guess I don't. Yeah, didn't see that one. So that's a nice little move there. Now what I could do is just force a bunch of trading because I'm up so much material. Sometimes even though it's not like the best move, it's the easiest move to win the game from a practical standpoint. And that's what I'm doing, right? It's just easy. Watch this. Watch this. I could even just take, check, and go into an endgame upper rook. Just like that, if I want. I could also go check first and probably just win a piece. But then I'll lose this one. So yeah, I'm going to do it. This is a good example. Is it the best move? Probably not. But it's the easiest move. I take, I go force the queen trade, and I go into an endgame up a rook. Super easy to win, and that's okay. It's okay to do that. From a practical standpoint, you can make, not optimal moves if it makes your life easy in an endgame that you know you're going to win. Take the free pawn. What am I going to do? Take the free pawn. Probably push this guy is my plan initially. Yep, there we go. Just pushing this one because it's furthest away from the king, and it's a flank pawn, which are usually more difficult for knights to stop. Of course, I'll use the rook if I need to, but right now I'm just going with the pawns, Let's play king g2. Let's bring the rook over since the knight is stopping us now. Here we go. h7, and And then we can use our knight to kick that if we need to. He's not going to make us, so we'll just get the queen. There we go. And probably I'll go mop up the pawns and do it again with this pawn. That seems to be the easiest. Takes. Push, push, push. Move the knight. Push, push. Get the queen. And we are good to go. Let's go here. Let's bring the knight in to help the queen deliver the checkmate. First, I'm going to go here. Make sure you give him 2 spaces. Do not go here and get a stalemate. You have to give him 2 spaces. And now we'll bring in the knight. And again, I'm not going to stalemate, so I have to be a little bit careful with how I do this. Like, for example, if I go here, he moves, and then I like do a random move with my king. That could be a stalemate. I want to avoid that. So probably, let's see, where's the checkmate? This should do it. Check. This is important. Like I said, we don't want to stalemate, but it's check. It's also setting up the follow-up, and there we go. Cool. Good game, Wilson. So, let's check the game review real fast. But the bots at 1200 just seem to blunder pieces, and all you have to do is basically take the free pieces and then trade off, and you're going to win, right? It's not that difficult. 82 accuracy. Wow. Let me turn this on for you guys. Surprising there. Very surprised to see that number. Anyway, we played pretty good today. Lots of 90s. 88. I think we had 95, 88, 94. Hope you guys learned something. I'll see you next time when we take on the 1300 ELO bots. And trust me, guys, it's going to get more difficult eventually. We will get there. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp, play smart, and take care.